This conference will now be recorded.
Myself, Prakash Reddy, and I have around 12 years of work experience in the same domain in the Microsoft Dynamics AX and D365 finance and operations. I have been worked for the multiple modules. I have worked on most of all the modules in the Microsoft Dynamics. So I'm certified trainer, and I also work for the couple of companies. So I have totally worked for 12 projects within my 12 years, and I have been worked with the various modules like finance, supply chain management, production, retail. Most of the modules I have worked on D365 finance and operations. This is a brief about me. Now let me share my screen, and so I will be giving the demo. So I mean how the Microsoft, what is the Microsoft Dynamics, where it has been started. First we will be going through the journey of the Microsoft Dynamics, what is the application, and the later, so we will see that how many modules will be there inside the application. Then the later, so I mean how will be our training pattern, so on which basis our training will start. So that, so one by one, step by step, we will be going through that. So let me share my screen. So let me know when you can see my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see Prakash.
Okay, here, so about D365 FNO, finance and operations. See, the previous versions, it was started with AX 3.0 version. So it was Danish product. So the later Microsoft has been take over. After that, it was Microsoft Dynamic AX. I have started working for a 3.0 version. The later the version has been upgraded with the 4.0 version. The later to 2009 version, and later it was AX 2012 version. So the AX 2012 version, it was very good stabilized application. So when they have introduced with the AX 2012 application, so the Microsoft has been acquired many of the clients across the world. So for the Microsoft Dynamic AX, now it is a D365 finance and operation. It is the one of the biggest ERP and also a huge success ERP in the cloud. So here D365 finance and operations, we have a two types of application. What is the on-premises and another one is the cloud. So cloud means the completely data will be maintained by Microsoft. On-premises will be the data will be maintained with the client servers. This is about the main D365. So this is the ERP application. The main purpose of ERP application to to plan the organizations, so enterprise resource planning. So how do they can plan their resource? I mean the resource in the sense the manual, the human resource, or also the inventory, or if they have the financial resource, how do they can plan it within the system. So for that purpose we can use the Microsoft Dynamics ERP. And here majorly we will have the couple of models. We will have the different models in every ERP system. In the same way, the Microsoft Dynamics also, it has a couple of models. So the models is the finance module, supply chain management model, production model, planning model, budgeting, and the project accounting, service management, asset leasing. They have the different modules, but here majorly we will be covering the supply chain management area and also the finance area. And if it comes to the Dynamics D365, so here majorly the major part will be the finance. So the finance, how the financial transactions will be posted in the D365 system. If any organization, if any business organization, if they are going to take this ERP, so I mean how do they can post their day-to-day business transactions? I mean how do they can generate a report? How do they can plan their available resources? How do they can forecast their revenues or the expenses? For that purpose mainly we can use this ERP application. And in the supply chain management, so we have a different features. I mean how do we can plan our purchase, and how do we can maintain purchase orders, and how do we can maintain vendor related data. So I mean vendor mean, so from whom we will be purchasing material. So I mean how do we can maintain vendor related data, and how do we can plan our deliverables, and how do we can deliver to the customers, how we can get a customer orders. All these details will be captured in the supply chain management, and also different types of items will be captured in the supply chain management. And next, so as I told, it is a cloud-based ERP. We will have a different modules. The complete data will be maintained in the Microsoft, and also we have option to, I mean, the clients will have option to maintain database in their own premises. That will be on premises and also the cloud. So cloud means completely it will be maintained by Microsoft. Next, if it comes to the job roles, so in this ERP application, so we will have the two types of job roles, functional and technical. The training or the demo which we are giving it for the functional role. The functional role mean, so we will be going to the client, we will be interacting with the client, and we will be gather the client requirement. So we will be documenting the client requirement and mapping, configuring in the system based on their business needs. That will be completely the functional job. Will be always we need to interact with the business users and gather the requirements and understand their requirements, providing solution for the business processes. That will be a functional role. The technical role, so in case if application is not supporting for a specific function, so technical will write a code and they will develop that particular function in the application. For that purpose, the technical team will be working. But as part of the functionality, so we will be understanding how application will work, the front end process, how the application will work, and each business process, how do we can configure in the system. That is the functional roles. Next, the training, it will be completely on a real-time basis. For each and every business process, we will be taking a business scenario as an example, how this can be used. Not with the one example, we will be taking with the multiple examples, and I will be explaining completely on the real-time basis. And also in this training, so we will be make sure that, so even the freshers who doesn't know anything about a ERP application, we will be providing a, so I mean, completely hands-on in the training, and during the training session, we will be posting the live transaction in the system, and we will be explaining about how the system can work for each process. Completely, it will be, the transaction will be posted in the system, and we will be explaining how it can be used for the business purpose. And also during this training, you can have a record of the class. At in case if you are not in the class, if you are engaged with the multiple activities, whenever you will have a free time, during the free time, you can see the video again. You can hear the class. So you can follow the class again through the recording. And also, in case you does not have any work experience, how the work experience will be the ERP systems, and how do you can manage the system, those also will be given in the training period itself. And also, if you will complete this training and if you are practicing it very well on day-to-day classes, so you can handle with the 3 to 5 years of work experience role. So we will be make sure that, and also we will be training in such a way that if you trained with these classes, I mean, confidently you can handle the project or you can handle the client with the 3 to 5 years of experience levels. You no need to bother about, so I don't know any application. So but if you are revealing my classes, if you are practicing the classes on regular basis, and if you have a good, so I mean, whatever the class we will be explaining or we will be giving a training, if you hold knowledge of 60% from these classes, you can handle 3 to 5 years of experience job roles in such a way that we will be providing a training. And for every business process I will give the couple of examples, and I will be explaining each example. And the next, business scenarios, as I told, so for every business process we will be taking a business examples and we will be explaining it. And the classroom record, so this is the online classes. So if it is a offline classes, you can take a notes and you can go out from the class. But again, if you have any doubts, again you have to come to the next class. So next class, sometimes most of the doubts it may clarify, it may not be clarified. If it is an online class, you will have a recorded video of the previous class. You can go to that video and you can see that what I have explained for that particular business process. So for every class, record will be available. Whenever you have a time, you can come back and you can listen the video. Next, apart from this, so if you will take manuals or the documents for the practicing, you will be confused because in the manuals they will be explaining about every functionality, though it is required, though it is not required. The every functionality it will be explained in the manual. But when you are taking a classroom notes, so if you are taking a classroom notes, you have taken the notes with your own hands, then it will be a more understanding while practicing. For that purpose, we will be giving a time also for taking a running notes. When you have a running notes, when you are practicing in the system, it will be very much understandable for you. And also you can remember the class which we have covered during the session. Next, layman language explanation. This training program completely, even 10th class student also he can explain in such a way that we will be explaining in the training process. So complete each end-to-end process we will be explaining in layman language. Though if they doesn't know about the ERP application, they can clearly understand about the ERP application. We will be ensuring that so you will get very good hands-on within completing every business process. There will be a different business process. In every business process you will get very good knowledge after completing the training. Next, if we come to the syllabus, this will be the syllabus, the general ledger model. So in the finance, these are all the this will be the syllabus. Legal entities, general ledgers, and the chart of account. These are all the syllabuses we will be covering during the training program. And also advanced ledger setup, this will be the syllabus. So for every module we have given the syllabus. Next, in the payable modules, what are the topics we will be covering during the training program? And the receivable model, what will be the focus? I mean, what will be the areas we will be covering? Cash and bank management, these are all the areas we will be covering. Fixed assets, inventory management, product information management, procurement, sales. These are all the topics we will be covering. Duration will be 40 to 60 classes. And one more advantage with our training, we will be giving the dummy project which you can do it on our own. And also we will be explaining about the real-time documents. After completing our classes, on the last class, so we will be explaining in every project, whatever the project you have been assigned in your job role, how do you can handle it, and what are the list of documents you need to prepare. So we will be sharing a sample documents, and also we will be explaining what is there in the each document. So we will be explaining about documentation process. The main difference for the real-time people and for the trained people, there will be a documentation. In the documentation only, they will be struggling the issues. They will be facing issues. If you know about the documentation process, so no one will point that. So you have a trained candidate. So you will be acting, or you will be more or equivalent to the real-time candidate. If you know the proper documentation process, you can handle, and also you will be surviving the job. So if you only training, if you have a taken, if you will get into the job, so they can easily understand that. So you do not have a clear knowledge on the documentation process. So here we will be concentrating on the documentation process also, and we will be explaining how the documentation process will work and what are the list of documentations we need to prepare it. If we are preparing any document, so what will be the content of the document? Inside the document, what is the content we have to write it? That also we will be explaining. The documentations, so The documentation is a very key area. Whatever the training you have taken, so that will be a one part, and preparing a documentation and learning a documentation is the different part. And also, so for every class there will be some key areas. When we will come to the key syllabus, the important syllabus, we will be giving classroom assignments. So we will be giving a classroom assignments. If you are okay to complete the assignment, so well and good. If not, so I will be showing what was the assignment we have given. So I mean, how do we can achieve that? So completely language also, in the training language also, completely it will be on the real time basis. From day first, we will be the terminology which we will be using, completely it will be on a real time basis. Complete terminology we will be using on a real time basis. When we are using a real time basis terminology, so you will be very much comfortable with the client, and also you will be comfortable with your job. This is complete about the training and the progress, and I will show you, for your knowledge purpose, I will show you the application how it looks. Yep, can you see my screen? So this is the application. We will be logging through the any browser. So we can enter the user IDs and logins. We can connect to the system. It is connecting. Even during the training, if you are not understanding any particular topic, so I am ready to explain 100 times. If you are not understanding, I can take a different business examples. I will make you to understand. Until if you are not clear in the current topic, we will not be moving to the next topic. The first, whatever the topic, whatever the process, or whatever the topic we are in the current class, that topic should be clearly understand by the every user, everyone. Then only we can move to the next topic. Okay, until you understand, so we will not be moving to the next topic. And here, if you see, the application will looks like this. So here we will have a different modules. These are all the modules: accounts receivable, accounts payable, budgeting, cash and bank management, fixed asset, general ledger, inventory management, master planning, organization administration, procurement, sales and marketing. These are all the modules we will be covering. Even I will be in every module, there will be a certain set of transactions, reports, and the setups. So I will be clearly explaining what is the impact of each one. So our complete training session, completely it will be on a real-time basis, and also it should be understandable for every user. Even the graduates, with the fresher graduates also, they can clearly understand. So we will build the confidence levels, and also we will ensure that so every student must have some knowledge on every business process after completing the training program. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me now.
Prakash, hi Prakash. This is Rashika Reddy. I have one question.
Yeah, yeah, Rasika.
Regarding you said that regarding documentation process. So, what kind
Okay.
of what documentation do we prepare in real time? So, like, is an any activity that we done in the real time, and we need to capture everything in documentation, like SAP?
Yes, for every project, either it is the implementation project or the support project. For every phase of a project, so we need to prepare a certain set of documents. Whenever we are interacting with the users on the business requirements, we have to prepare a documentation and we have to share with the client. So in those documentation, how do we need to prepare a document? What is the content we have to write it? So all these things will be covered.
Mhm. Okay. Like it's a real scenario when the user contacted us. So what is the query that we contacted and what is the resolution we provided? That we need to document, right?
That we need to document it, and so I can clearly explain that. So I mean, how do we can document that?
Okay.
That will make you
And
difference with
mhm,
the training people and the real time people.
okay. Okay, one more thing. I have one more question regarding a module. So you'd say that it's accounts payable, receivables, and GL and procurement something is there. So there
Yeah,
are, I think there are eight models, right? 8 or 10 models is there. So
yeah.
if we good at some of the models like accounts payable, receivables, and like some of the models, if we perfect those models, can also we can survive, or we need to perfect each and every model that we can done in the DS 365.
Again, it is depends on your education background. If you are a commerce graduate, you should be good at
Mhm.
general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed asset, cash and bank management. If you
Yeah,
are
actually,
non-commerce
my
background,
my question is yeah. Mhm.
yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I am from the commerce background, so my question is
Okay.
the same related to that what you were saying. So, if I commerce background, if I good at accounts payable, receivable, and GL and everything, so can I survive with can I
Easily
get
you
the
can
job
survive.
of those models?
Easily you can survive.
Okay, then fine.
Easily you can survive. And also
That's it from
here,
my end.
it is not, yeah, it is the configuration will be very less and we can see the more functionalities. With the less configuration in the system, we can see the more functionality. That is the advantage of D365. It is not like
So
to do more
configuration means
setups,
set up the company code and set up the
set up the
company,
company and the basic
create
setups.
the GLs,
And
create the chart accounts, right? That is the thing, right?
yeah, those are all the things only. Here configuration part is less and the functionalities are more. With
Okay.
less
So
setups, we
configuration
can
only
work on more
required at the
functionality.
time of new project, right?
Configuration is required at the time of new project. Correct.
Okay. If we are hired for the existing project, there will be no configuration. Just we will work on a functional basis. Right?
Yes, work on the different daily issues. We can work on it.
Okay. Is there any support kind of project or only functional support and development? How it will be?
It is completely depends on the client at that moment when you have joined on the job. So where they required you, so they will place you in that
Okay.
project. We cannot assure that. So they will be exactly assigning in this particular project.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prakash. You answered my
Yep.
questions. Thank you.
Others. So do you have any other questions?
Hi, sir. Actually, I'm Suresh here. So,
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to ask one thing here. Actually, practice purpose, how we need to practice?
So practice purpose, so we will be providing an environment in your own laptops. So we can assist you in the installation also.
Oh, yeah, software installation. Then I will practice that.
Software installation. Yeah, you can practice in your own laptop.
And sir, is there any requirement for the doing training plus certification, or in the initial stage
Yes,
only training is enough?
yes. No, training is enough. If you are interested, we can help you in the certification as well. And also from our training, so whatever the classes you will follow from us, with that classes itself, you can clear the certification. You no need to take any others help from outside. We will be helping in that also. If you are interested to take certification, we will help you in the certification also.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you. And it will be 40 to 60 days, sir.
40 to 60 classes.
Okay, 40 to 60 classes. And what is the
Yes.
timing should be? Is it going to be in morning or evening?
So morning only. It will be in the morning.
Okay. And are you covering any dummy project? You, as you said,
Yes,
uh,
sure. At the end of the class, I will be sharing the dummy project. So based on that, so you can test your knowledge.
okay. And sir, apart from the running notes in the classes, so do you have any other notes or any materials for the reference?
Yes, we will provide that.
Okay.
We
Then.
will give the soft copies, or we will share the links.
Yeah, that will be good enough, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's all about my side.
Hi, Prakash. Naresh here.
Yeah, hello Naresh.
So, Prakash, one question. So,
Yeah, please.
what is the current boom for this MS Dynamic 365 in the market right now?
The market is very good. So this was one of the biggest cloud-based ERP. It has a huge success in the market compared to other ERP applications. They have changed and they have introduced different platforms for their cloud. Microsoft, it has its own platform for the cloud, and it is a huge success. Majority of SAP projects, they are migrating to Dynamics now. So you no need to, when you are getting into the Microsoft Dynamics, so you no need to bother about recession and job security. If you have a good knowledge, you no need to bother about job security here. Till 20 years, I mean coming 20 years, you will be safe in Microsoft Dynamics. At least if you have a minimum knowledge.
Okay.
Okay.
So Prakash, will there be any guidance to crack the interviews or showing the job opportunities once we complete this course?
Yes, we will assist you in the job also. We will be giving interview questions. Whatever the interview questions we will be providing, that will be more than enough to clear an interview.
Okay.
Okay. The damn sure interview questions, and also we will be explaining documentation process. So if you are understanding these two clearly, so you can clear the interview. You no need to depend on others.
Okay. Got it, Prakash. Yeah. Thank you.
So from these training classes, you will be individual. Individually, you can do anything.
Hi,
Others?
Prakash.
Yeah, hi.
Taruni.
Yeah, hi, Taruni.
So, yeah. So coming from though I completed my BCom Commerce, but right
Okay.
now I'm working in a finance company under stocks and so on. So like if we talk about the salary part, so how they would consider us? They would consider us as a fresher, or they would, the whatever the knowledge we are having, they will consider that also.
See, domain experience, they will consider if it is a relevant. So if you are from accounting background, if you have accounting experience, they will consider as a domain experience. But when it comes to the job role, at least minimum 3 years, they will check for the product knowledge. Product knowledge in the sense, I mean Microsoft Dynamics knowledge.
Okay. In case if you do not have the product knowledge,
Then we have to show some experience, and you have to try the 3 years or the 4 years of work experience.
okay, fine.
Okay. See, with this training, easily you can manage 3 to 4 years of work experience. You don't need to bother about that.
So Prakash, one question. So,
Yeah.
we will be getting help from you people or from you once we join any organization if we have any question?
Yeah, definitely we will be providing help.
Okay.
So help in the sense, we will not be doing your work. Okay. So we will be saying what is the function, what is the requirement. So you have to do in this way. We will be suggesting you.
Yes, that's what. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. The support will be there. Yeah, others, do you have any questions?
Prakash, which companies are using these tools as of now in the market? Can we know
All
that?
CMM level 5 companies, level 3 companies, many startup companies, many middle-sized companies. We have in thousands of companies.
Okay.
we cannot say this company is not using. So most of the companies they have this practice.
So,
Prakash, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Prakash, I am Nagreddy here. Hello.
Yeah, Nairedi. Please tell me, Nairedi.
Yeah, so job point of view, see, most of the job requirement I've seen, they are asking 2-3 years of implementation experience. So
Yeah.
can we get, 2-3 years, like at least 2-3 implementations, like, D365 kind of experience with this training, or so how we can
See,
get, like, most of, yeah,
so see,
yes,
two,
Prakash,
three
yeah,
implementations or one implementation,
at least.
one end-to-end implementation also is fine. See, the
Okay.
implementation experience, if you are go through the one implementation experience, the same experience, it will be continue for the remaining projects. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
here so we will be sharing one project, which is the implementation project. So based on that, you will have very good hands-on about the implementation project as well.
Okay. 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 Because, yeah, so there should be support as well, implementation, right? But most of the
Yes,
times I
yes.
can see, yeah, so implementation who is
Implementations.
having experience on implementation. So that is what my question. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prakash. Yeah.
Yeah, we will so make sure that you have done one implementation. Okay,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
thank you.
And one more question, like, so like I'm a BCom background, like, I'm working as
Yeah.
an end user, and a different company from past 6 to 7 years, like,
Okay, okay.
so yeah, so this experience anyway, so they will not consider this experience as, like, uh, as you said, like, they can consider like domestic kind of this one domain
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
So yeah, so can we go at least 2-3 years of experience if you want, once I completed my, entire
Two
training in
years.
D365.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, getting a job with the 2 years, it will be little difficult. It will take time. So definitely we'll get
Mhm.
it, but it will take time.
Okay.
Okay, but 3 years definitely you can get it. But few companies are there, so they are recruiting freshers as well. If they have trained and if they have very good knowledge, even
Mhm.
freshers also they can place it in this area, in this domain.
Okay, even we have already 6 to 7 years experience also, so they
Six
are
to seven
considering as
years
a fresher.
experience, but your salary depends on the fresher level, but they will
Okay,
consider as a fresher.
fresher. Okay, okay. So that will be good
Okay.
anyway. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Many companies are there to take a freshers.
Oh, okay, okay.
so Prakash, when you say fresher level, they will consider. So, do you have any knowledge what will be the package for the fresher, or what will be the package for the experience for 2 to 3 years?
See, freshers depends on the company to company. If they are taking minimum, so I can say that 3 to 4 lakhs they will offer. If it is an experience level, so I mean 6 to 8 to 9, 6 to 8 lakhs they can offer. I mean depends on experience level. Again, the which experience level you are showing depends on that they will offer CTC.
Okay.
Okay.
So, will they won't consider the previous experience CTC?
Previous, see, if you are showing previous experience that is relevant to IT, they will consider it. If it is not relevant to IT, they won't consider it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other
So yeah,
questions?
yeah, Prakash, like, like what I said now. So if I'm working like, as an end user in accounts payable process, currently. So,
Okay.
so almost, I have, 7 years experience. So can
Okay.
can I, like, if I don't want to put like any fake or something, so can I
Okay.
mention like, last 2-3 years, I am supporting in the same company as,
Yeah,
D365,
definitely
like,
can mention
yes,
that.
because, I'm working real time. So anyway, so in accounts payable process and different module, even AR or something, I have a little bit knowledge in AR as well. So is this can I like mention like I'm supporting on the same project like last 2.5 3 years in D365 like as a support kind of function I'm providing client side. My
Yeah, you can
like
mention that. You can mention that.
okay, because anyway they are not considering, right? But instead of
Yeah,
putting
many of
7 years,
them,
yeah, yeah,
they come into the dynamics in that way only. So you can show
mhm.
that. You can show your profile in that way, and you can get into the dynamics.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Any other questions?
No, Prakash.
Could you please could you please show the screen how it will be dynamics? The screen, what does the module and then at least basic navigation, so that maybe we can see the
Yeah.
screen
See.
how
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah function.
See,
Yeah.
for example, if we'll take a general ledger module. So inside the module, so we will have setups, ledger setup, calendar setup, journal setup, posting setup, chart of account setups, dimension setups, and finally here we have a transactions. Here we can post the transactions. In the inquiries and reports, we can see the reports. Voucher transaction, whatever the vouchers we have posted, we can see it here. We can see the trial balance. We can see the audit trials. We can see the reports, different ledger reports, dimension statement, ledger statement. Okay, transaction origins. So these are all we can see it here. Period close. We can where do we can perform a period close and all we can see it here. So in every module, so we will have areas like journal entries, mean where we can post the transactions. Then we have a setups. If you see the accounts payable, see here we have a transactions. Here we have masters, vendors, then purchase order transaction, then invoices, then payments. Then here we do the setups. From here we have all the setups. Once we do the setups in this model, then we can post the transactions here. When we post transactions here, we can see the reports here. First, any module, we have to do the setups, then we can come to the transactions, then we can see the reports. These three concepts only in any ERP system. If you are understanding what is the setup, what is the transaction, what is the report, so you will be good. So you will be good in working. Okay. Clear?
Sir, as you said,
Yes.
Yeah.
sir, as you said, this no, you have a setup, then transaction, then you have to see the how the transaction is. So is it a like end user how they are seeing the transaction? That's what you have said, right?
So
So
end user will not have access for a setup. So for example, again, end user prospect, end user point of prospect. So he is a payable, he is a payable clerk. He will have access only for the invoices. He can see
okay,
only the invoices and he can post the invoices. He will have
okay,
access for the purchase order, but he cannot create a new purchase order. He cannot receive the purchase order. He will have only option to post invoice for the purchase order. That's all.
okay,
Depends. So we are consultants. Consultant will have an admin role. Through the admin role, he can do anything.
okay. So as a consultant, we can see the both side.
Both side.
And second thing is, if setup is done, until unless we check in the transaction, we will be not confirmed, right? It is a correct.
We will not be
What?
confirmed either it is correct setup or not.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
So that also you are going to do it, right, in the training time.
That also we will be doing in the training classes. First, we will be doing a setup. Then we will do how that setup is working. What is the impact of each setup? See, when in my training classes, first I do the setups. then I will be posting a transaction. While posting a transaction, so there will be a key fields. This particular key field, from which area it is updating. So for every key field, again, I will take you back through the setups and I will explain. Because of this setup, we got this output.
Okay.
I will be clearly explaining that. Yeah. First, do the setup, come back to the transaction, post the transaction, go back to the setup, verify the setup. Again, you come to the report. Okay.
Okay.
This is how our training classes will be.
Yeah, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Prakash, what is difference between other ERP tools, Microdam, like ERP tools, and what is the advantages for this tool?
This is the application, it is not a tool. So here, advantage of Microsoft Dynamics D365 FLV, it is very flexible to integrate with any other application. We can integrate with any other applications. So for example, integrate mean, so the CRM will be there. In the CRM, they will create orders. Customer orders they will create in the CRM. To update customer order from CRM to D365, so we can integrate this D365 with the CRM. So it is very much flexible to integrate with the other ERP application. That is one advantage. And also the complete data, it will be maintained in the cloud base. So wherever the business user, so across the globe, if he has the internet access, he can access from anywhere in the globe through the URL. That is the another advantage. And also the setups and the configuration, with the less setups and the less configuration, we can see the more options and the more user options and more business processes we can see with the less setups. This is the another advantage. If you see other ERP applications, SAP, we have to do the lot of configuration to post one transaction. And also the SAP cloud-based system, it has many limitations. Here no limitations. And if we need to develop any certain business process in this application which is not available in this application, there is no limitations for the development. But in other ERP applications, they have many limitations. So they should not write code here. They should not write code in other places. They have many limitations. That is this is the advantage of Microsoft Dynamics or D365 Finance and FNO. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions? No questions? No questions. We can close the call. You can connect with the organizers, so they will update for the next step. They will update for the next step. Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, what is the class timings in the morning?
So they will communicate with you. Okay, please, please keep in touch with them, so they will update you on the class timings and all.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for your time. So I will be sending. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you.